This video is going to demonstrate working with labels in your TEISS project. So if you look at the bottom of the tree view, you can see that there are two tabs here. And if you're not seeing these tabs, you might need to scroll down, or you might need to move your entire TEISS window up on your computer screen to see these tabs. So we've been working in the Overlays tab, and now we're going to switch over and start working in the Labels tab. So you can open this tab by simply clicking on it, and then you can see here the list of attributes that have labels available in them. So in this slide, you'll see that the labels is checked. So first, that needs to be checked in order for any of the labels to show up. And in this particular example, only the tribes labels are showing up because the other labels are not checked. Next, we're going to show a demonstration in our TEISS project of adding labels. So the first thing we're going to do here is click on the Labels tab to switch from Overlays to Labels. And now we can see what labels are available for what layers. So you'll see right now by default there's no labels shown at all. So what you have to do first is always click the box next to the Labels tab. Whoa, look what that does. That shows labels for everything on our map, and that's not very helpful at all. So what I want to do is uncheck some of these labels. So let's uncheck all of them except for states and counties. So that makes it a lot easier to read. So what this shows is a label for every single county on my map. And I really don't need all of those counties showing up with labels, since I'm only interested in this little area right here in the middle. So I really only want to label for the county that my area of interest is primarily located in. So what I need to do here is expand the state and county layer by clicking on the plus sign next to it right here. Go ahead and do that, and you'll see that all of these are checked right now. So I'm going to uncheck the boxes for all except the county of interest. And I know that to be Yavapai County. So we'll uncheck all of these. Whoops. So that looks good, but Yavapai County is way up here. And I want to do some modification of this label, changing the font size and such. But before I do that, I want to go back into the slideshow a little bit and show how labels were changed in that particular TEISS project. So to change the look of the layers, you double click on the layer that you want to change. So this slide shows an example of changing the font and orientation for a tribal layer. So you'll see they double clicked on this tribe here as shown as the layer, and they changed the font to bold and italics, they changed the color, and they changed the orientation here. And then, like I've said before, you can click apply to see how it looks and leave this box open. So let's see how this looks. So you'll see here the tribe label is much bigger and it's off to the side like they wanted it. Now we'll go back into our TEISS project and we'll show you a demonstration of modifying labels. So as I mentioned, this is not quite where I want it on my map, and the size is too small. So I can either double click here on Yavapai County, or I can double click on states and counties to open up the box to start modifying the label. So I'm going to double click on Yavapai County, and the box comes up where I can change things about the label. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my font size. I'm going to change it to 15. And I'm going to change my orientation here to the center. And I'm going to use my anchor point as the center. And just to see how that looks, I'm going to click the apply button. I'm going to move this out of the way. And that shows exactly how it looks. So I think that's okay for now. And I'm going to click the OK button. So something to notice here is that for objects you add with the annotation toolbar, you usually don't have the option of including a label on the map. So if you want to add text that looks like a label, you can use the text annotation tool on the annotation toolbar. And that's this little A here. So as we can see, there's no circle annotation listed under the layers. So if I wanted to add a label for that circle annotation I drew, I would need to use this option, which isn't really a label, but it kind of appears as one. To use that tool, I click on it, and then I click on the approximate location I want it to show up on the map. And that brings up the screen where I can type in what I want to show up on the map. So I'm going to type in point emissions area and click on the OK button. And now you can see that that text shows up on our map.